see it.
Recording in progress.
Did you hear it? I'm glad you know I had to make sure this is recording. Welcome back. We're here, and this is the Good Weirdos, also as part of the Good Weirdos, Sweet.ThePodcast, and by way of Fetish and Kink Dynamic Therapy, we have the one and only, the incredibly hot, the sexy Pup Davey, who's fucking innovations in taking large toys on camera, and for people like me to stroke off to and get my fantasies fulfilled has been amazing. So welcome, Pup Davey, to the Good Weirdos. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I'm a good weirdo.
You definitely are. And it's amazing to watch what you do. It's hot, of course. It makes me very curious too to learn the psyche behind certain things and how does it affect you at all, and in good or bad ways. And again, I said that you were one of the first people that I used to watch who took large toys. Where did your large toy infatuation come from? Do you know, or was it just like, I want stuff in me? So...
I know. So, the first time I did anything with my hole, I was 13, and I remember I was like, like from a pool table, the sticks. I put that in my hole, and like I didn't enjoy that at all.
Was it lubed up? Was it spit on it?
I think I just spat on it, and then I put it in, and then it came out all shitty, and I was like, this fucking sucks, man. This anal stuff, not for me. Wow. So yeah, and I don't really know how I ended up doing it, but when I was 14, I spent a lot of time in the bedroom when I would visit my dad, because my stepmom was an alcoholic and she was really dramatic, right? So there was always like a lot of negativity in the house. So I would hide in my bedroom. And what do you do when you're a teenager in his bedroom with no PlayStation?
Oh.
Yes, you masturbate like all day. That's literally the only thing I could do.
I think hey, it's
yeah, there was not a lot of options in that house. But I was experimenting, and I remember that I think I was looking for stuff to jerk off with, and it was like this little, I found in the bathroom, I found this little bottle with massage oil. And I would apply a little bit and, jerk off with it. But at some point, I wanted to put it in my hole.
And it was an instinctual thing to want to put it in your hole. Like,
I was just curious. I was just curious and horny. And it felt like, I'm not really sure what triggered it. But there is a but. So it was actually like the cap was pretty thin, and then it went to the bottle part, and that was really thick, especially because it was not round, but it was very oval. So that adds a lot of width to it. And I remember, even if it took me like a whole hour, I would try to get it in. And once it was in, it felt so intense and so good and so stretchy, and I would like fuck myself a little with it. And then what I would love to do was, if I was laying like on my back and with my legs up in the air, and I would pull it out, and then I would see a little gape in the mirror.
So is the gape what made it like, oh yes, this?
Yeah, I think so. I think so. I was like, whoa, it's so open. It's hot. Like, it was hot, and it just clicked for me. And I just worked my way up from there. And like, at some point, you just try to put in bigger stuff and bigger stuff and bigger stuff. And like, I could fist myself when I was 15, and I could like, I would use like, those
hot.
plastic soda bottles like Coca-Cola and stuff.
Yeah.
So the half a liter ones. I would fuck myself with those, yes. But the cap is really sharp, so I put in the bottom first.
Holy shit.
But that's really flat. But that felt so good, by the way. It's like a really good, because it created like a vacuum. So if I fucked myself with it, it really tugged on the guts, And fuck yes.
I can see this.
Absolutely. Yes. So I was obsessed with anal stuff. And yeah, then I guess we're kind of going in that direction now, but then I started occasionally showing it off. Because there was this website. It was called Bullchat. And it's for Belgium and the Netherlands. And it's basically sexting and webcamming with strangers. And you can but people have like an overview of everyone who's online with a little description of their name and like their bio. And it was almost not moderated. So I could get on there. And I would love to put on my webcam and like show myself fucking my hole.
How old were you when you got on there first?
I was 15.
Oh,
when I was doing that.
Okay. It's just sorry to say, I know we all know that the age I know in America is 18 in most states, but everyone I know, even including me, was dealing with porn, watching porn at very young, even sexual acts younger than that, or curiosity, exploring your own body. So I don't know why they think that no one everyone knows this. We just play this fucking performative act. It's crazy. So now we're at Large Toys, got people watching us. And I'm speaking from your perspective, watching you take bottles and large things inside. And how did those interactions with other people become to you being in exposed type scenarios? Like when you are being watched on camera on these websites, does that just is it not enough? Do you need to be like, it's hard for me to word this. Do you want a domination? Do you want to be told to do certain things? Do you want to be like not just being watched? Okay, you can film this video and you can film it and have people see this video. Oh, that's good. But do you want like direction? Do you want someone to domination on you, or degradation, or humiliation? Is a humiliation part of all of this as well? Or is it just like, I'm empowering myself?
I think it was a little bit of all of that.
As I was saying that, I was like, it probably he's going to say it's pretty much all of this shit combined to one. It's a little piece of the psyche added together. So, of course, I have to get to exposing, and where you expose yourself, when you expose like your actual ID, legal name, all these things. How did you get into that first? Like, do you remember the first time that you got exposed, or how did that begin? And what did that do for your life? Like, was it detrimental? Was it detrimental?
It was detrimental multiple times. I'd say something detrimental happened every year.
Well,
and one accident every year, that doesn't sound like a lot, but at the scale and the severity that it happens, it was really traumatic time and time again. I can't really discuss all of it, but
Yeah, please don't. You don't have to go into any specific
my lawyer would
details.
tell me to shut the fuck up. But there was like, for example, when I was I was 16, and I don't I just switched schools, thank goodness. But some old classmates were like, "Oh, I'm wondering what everyone else is doing with their lives that who left the school," and then they Googled me, and then they found some videos of me on Tumblr, videos that other DOMs uploaded, and it was pretty bad. What was on those videos, man? Really, really bad. And those videos, so I got a message from one of those kids. Like, there was 3 guys who saw it, and they messaged me on a Sunday night, and they're like, "You did this? What is this?" And I was like, "Okay, don't tell anyone. I'm gonna have it taken down." Right? And the next day I go to school, and during lunch break, my phone rings, and it's my sister, and she's on that school, and she tells me, "We have to talk about a video of you doing this and this and this." Okay. I say, "Oh no, what's going on?" She says, "Yeah, they're showing it to everyone. Everyone has seen it, including the teachers. They're literally interrupting class to show it to literally everybody."
Holy shit.
And at that moment, my heart dropped. And I was like, "Okay, meet me after school today." And I hung up the phone, went to my next class. It was like 2 or 3 more hours of class before I could go home. And after 2 hours, I started getting sick. And then I had arguably the worst fever and illness of my life for the next 5 days. And I was bedbound. I think the stress was maybe so overwhelming that my whole body shut down, and I couldn't go to school for the rest of the week, which was for the best. I just needed, but also like the trauma, kind of like I didn't have the energy to think about anything else than I feel awful and sick and everything hurts and I'm going to die, and that was maybe better than having to deal with the stress of what was going on at school.
I could understand that. I'm sure that was moments like, well, shit, this is a thank you for this sickness. Thank you for if I do die, fuck it. Okay, oh well.
Like like imagine going through it as a 16-year-old.
Exactly. That's why your body was fucking shutting down, and the stress of that was insane. Now, other than this instant with school, and you say shit happens on large scale, so I'm sure this, and you know, when you were telling me that story, I was going to ask you, during any of that moment when you found out that video was being sent around the school, were you like turned on by it?
I don't think so. No, I was scared. I was really scared. I was turned on afterwards, like a while later. But that's also because Toms, who I was talking to online, they were sexualizing it. And they were making it horny for me. You know, they were like, "Oh, yeah, this story happened. Whoa, isn't that kind of hot?" But now everyone has seen, and you're still fine. You're still alive. No, maybe you should go further. You know, this is a good thing. They told me. Like, that's a weird thing to tell a teenager.
A teenager. That's fucking manipulation in some of the highest forms. But as that was going on, you continued to go further.
Yes.
I don't want to ask what's the most extreme because I can't air it and I won't air it. But maybe off the record, you can tell me at another time or whenever you're comfortable. But I will ask too. So, did you lose any money? Did money become involved in this?
I started with the money stuff. I'm not sure how old I was. Maybe 17. Mm, yeah, I'm not sure about which age I was, but it could have been 17.
17. That's fucking early to be being milked for cash as a teenager.
Well, at the beginning, it was I was a switch, so I would also
Okay.
get cash.
Well, take it.
So it felt like it didn't cost me any money, or maybe a little bit, but there was also not a lot at stake. Because I mean, I got some pocket money, but like my little allowance that I got, it doesn't really mean anything if I don't have it. You know, like
Yeah.
there are no. I still live with my mom. I went to school. I didn't. I had no responsibilities as a person, so there was no consequences to any of this. Those consequences didn't come until a few years later.
And what are kind of those consequences?
You know, when you're in, like, okay, so like during the peak of my career, I made good money, and I never saw any of it
Because
I
of
because of I guess findom and blackmail, which is ridiculously stupid. Like I could have saved up maybe 100,000 euros if I wanted to,
wow.
and I never saw any of it. Like I'm sure it is very possible that I sent away 100,000 or more
A
over those
hundred
years.
thousand euros.
Very possible. And I like when the realization hits me, like it's depressing, right? Because the situation I'm in now is not great, and like all of my problems would be fixed. Like would have been my whole life would have been so different if I never had this fucking blackmail kink.
Yeah. And
Like my life would be
the
great.
blackmail kink. That's different from exposure. I think I need to say that. There's a blackmail kink on which is interesting. I don't even know how to dive deep into that. I'm just wanted to acknowledge that there's fine lines in these things, and exposure
Yeah.
and then blackmail, because
Yeah,
like
they're different things.
yeah.
But for me, when I was in this headspace, they're kind of intertwined. So I don't really want to do one without the other. Like once I engaging in the one, then I just kind of I hope that the dom will push me into the other one as well, because it's all in the era of ruin my life. And for me, that's just like one big umbrella.
It is. It is one big umbrella. And I feel that I'm glad you mentioned that and where we're talking about this, because what I do with fetish and kink dynamics is try to make even like these certain kinks or fetishes that are, whether you like huge fucking gaped holes in toys, whether you like race play, which I am an aficionado, an expert and lover of race play, just and if you're age play, and if you're into what's some other biggies, bestiality and all this shit, when there's not a shame around certain of these things, even you like you have an awareness. Okay, yes, this is instinctually what I'm attracted to. I'm attracted to taking huge horse cocks in my ass when I can, because I live on a farm. Okay, now there's it's just an example. If you have
Okay.
this in you and you know this, and it's not something that you know is not socially acceptable, but you know it's something that you have a kink or a fetish on, and it's just not shaking. I think there's a level of awareness and acceptance of that in you, and then there's in places you need to, and which I don't know how to navigate saying this in a politically correct way, to explore your fetishes and kink in a safe environment or a safe way, without having the risk of being blackmailed, or and because sometimes you want to share these kinks with others because you want to build a community. Like you want other people who may want to be called nigger. You want other people who may want to be called. You may want this community, but you have the risk of being blackmailed, and then that's when the suppression and the unacceptance of who you are in certain kinks and fetishes that you're into can cause harm. in lots of different ways. So, when was the last time you did any of the blackmailing or exposure, or been blackmailed or exposed or anything like whatever language?
I remember it very well. Oh. It was early February, like maybe February 3rd or 4th.
Oh.
So that's almost a year ago.
Almost a whole year. You've been clean a long time.
I try.
And we're rooting for you. We're rooting
Thank you.
for you. We're giving support and energy for you to stay clean from that.
The reason that I'm not sure if this is why I was able to stop, because I tried to stop so many times. And a relapse was always just around the corner. Sometimes I was good for only a few days, sometimes a few weeks, sometimes 3 months. But at some point, people would just like enable me and trigger me. Like some people just knew exactly what they had to say to me to flip the switch. And suddenly all these fears became desires. Mm-hmm. Which makes no sense.
It makes perfect chaotic sense.
Yeah, I guess. And then once the switch is flipped, it is pretty much out of my own control. And I feel like people say, oh, you have to take accountability for your actions. And people say, well, you did bad things or you made these choices yourself. It doesn't feel like it. Because I knew I didn't want any of it. But it's kind of like an addiction or an irresistible urge. Like if you have a fetish that is really deeply rooted in and you get horny and that is on your mind, so the brain activity changes and your rational decision making goes down and your willingness to take risks goes up. So you are literally detached from reality, like you would be on cocaine or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because horniness can be like a drug if it's strong enough. And I don't think that I was in those moments able to make informed decisions because I knew it was bad, but it didn't click. Like, of course I don't want my life ruined. Of course I still want my family to love me. Of course I want to have friends. Of course I want to have money and stuff. Right? But in those moments when it's just me alone in my bedroom, maybe high on drugs too, and with a talking to this anonymous dom on the screen, which is literally just text on a screen telling me what I want or what I should do, and I just let it influence me like that. And and sometimes like if once they flip my switch, I would try to influence them too. So if like once you enable me and I want it and we're playing and suddenly they say like they're gonna do something really bad to me, but then they don't actually do it. So they're like being safe, you know? They're trying to give me the fantasy, but not the real thing to protect me. But I noticed that. And I think, well, you're boring. I'm going to go to someone who will do it to me. And then suddenly they feel bad and they're scared from me. And I can't help but think, maybe you shouldn't have enabled me in the first place. And now, like, you had me, like, I was fine. And then you guys talked, like, I'm talking to all these dumbs directly now. I was fine sometimes, like, been good for weeks or months. And then you guys start hornying me up, making my little gears turn because you want me to go down that path again. And you think you can do it safely with me, but I can't do it safely with you because I will find someone who will fuck me up because that was the fantasy.
Damn. I hope y'all heard that. Are you kidding me? Because there's the gems in there. They thought that they could play it safely with you. But you couldn't play it safely. And that's deep because even doms or people who in kink, who try to be like, oh, well, I'm safe. I can do this. You don't know what it is from the other person's, the psyche, their control level. Like it's not safe for them just because you can't determine safety in that level.
Yeah, they felt like they could protect me or something, but there's nothing. They're not physically here. I can just turn them off. There is, I have 200,000 plus followers on Twitter. I can find someone else like that, and that was the problem. That was the problem. Once I had my mind set on it that I wanted to have my life ruined, then I would go as far as I was daring to.
So you didn't want the fantasy. You wanted the real shit. Don't come with the fantasy play game. You want, oh, you said you're going to ruin my life? Ruin my shit. Ruin my whole, then ruin my life.
Yes, pretty much.
Oh, well, you've been clean of this. And Doms, I hope you heard this. And I'm going to clip that. And put it out. So it's a message far and wide for y'all to fucking listen up. Stop playing in spaces you think you can control and are creating safety, and you're not. So we love that. And again, congratulations on your resisting and of this urge that is a bitch.
It gets easier. I barely get triggered anymore. Sometimes I do, but like I guess as time goes on, I find new things to arouse me with. Other things. And it's little things, like it's nothing that you would find cool or interesting, but and I don't even really understand it either. Like it's not even noteworthy, but sometimes just little ordinary things turn me on.
You know, I'm going to ask. I need to give me an example or two, just even whatever it is.
I don't. Like one of the most prominent recent examples was, I was making a stupid TikTok video, and for it, I wanted ChatGPT to say all kinds of out of pocket shits, and at some point, it started talking. Like I managed to get it talk like really sexually. And it really went on with it. Yeah. But like it went, and I managed to push it way beyond what the rules of it would allow.
Look, leave it to Pup Davey to break the algorithmic safeguards for AI to sexually go there.
Yeah. And it was just like, it wasn't even trying to arouse me or anything, but I was just so shocked by what it was saying. I suddenly had a massive boner. Like rock hard, 100% stiff, like full mast. And I was like, whoa, why am I so turned on by this stupid chatbot telling me this stupid story that I'm going to screenshot for like some TikTok video. And I jerked off and I cummed, and then like 20 minutes later, I was editing the video and I needed it to say it again because like something was wrong with the recording or whatever, and I got full mast again. I was like, "Wow, what the fuck?" It wasn't even horny or anything. Like, but yeah, so it's little things.
You know, that sounds like some hot ass content. I was like, when you were saying that, I was like, I would watch you listen to this thing, get a boner, jerk off to it as you're like, I would watch that.
Yeah, but watching someone be extremely horny and masturbate to whatever is sexy.
It is. It is. You being very open and expressive in a gender non-conforming way. You were giving very boy when I first met you years ago online, and now you're still giving boy, but it's giving femboy, which is amazing.
Uber femboy.
We love that. Now, is this something you're wanting to stay around just the femboy area? Would you ever transition fully? Would that ever be considered
What do you mean with fully? What does that mean?
fully as in operation SRS? You move your cock and convert
No.
it.
No. I like my cock. I think it looks cute. Thank you. But I want surgery to make my, like, I have a low hanging sack and I hate it so much. And I want that to be nice and tight.
What? You don't like the low-hanging balls?
It's not feminine. And it's ugly with chastity.
So the idea of the chastity with the balls need to be up tight in there,
Yes.
right? It's not
Yes.
film. It's really not because now you're getting me crossover with the transmaxing.
Is that
Looks ma-
transmaxing?
is it I'm asking you. I'm asking you. It is femboy, but I don't think femboy necessarily means transmaxing.
No, I guess not. I don't know.
But you do have perfect perky white tits. So
Thank you.
that gives a little transition. Or you just femboy tits. I mean,
I I don't know yet. I do I I know I don't pass. Sometimes I do manage to look a lot more feminine if I do my hair right and maybe some makeup and um with my clothes and stuff, which makes me feel really confident and happy about myself. But I know I don't try to make anyone believe that I'm a girl because I know that they won't see that anyway, and I don't wanna I don't wanna sell myself to the world as a girl. It doesn't feel like it fits me because my gender is fluid. Um, and I feel like I would be fooling everyone if I were to call myself like a girl for real. And I don't know, it's a little complicated because I did consider changing my ID to have an F instead of an M, but I ended up not doing it. And like, if I do that, I would be selling myself as a girl. But I like, but more in like, it would more be like a statement rather than an identity, I think.
uh-huh. More kind of like a political statement, kind of in a way.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if it would be political, but it could be social.
Social. That's a better word. I like that better. Well, I maybe this is just because my fetishization of it, but I do love the femboy, the marginalized gender fluidity, the boy, but femme. It's the sexiest shit. You know, I used to live in New Orleans, and there was a uh femboy. I don't know if they were early stage transition, but they were in the store, and I saw them, and they just got off a bike and they had on like a tank top and some short shorts, and they had just the smallest, freshest, perkiest little tits, and it. I'll never forget this. And this was years ago. I'll never forget it. And I tried to find this person like a sick puppy to like who where were they? I know it was like one of the sexiest things, and they were like a little sweaty from riding the bike. So the aroma and it just all like poison ivy when she
You
blows her.
horny man.
I know it drove me insane. Even now I'm talking about it. I'm a fucking horny fucking little freaky perv. I have to say that. It's the truth. Very true. Damn, okay. Get tits out of my mind right now. So with gender fluidity, you do it well, femboy, all of this. What now? And now you've done a great, I don't know how I'm segueing into this, but your TikTok videos, has that been like a therapy for you?
I I mentioned that in one of in like I'm not sure. I think so. It keeps me busy and distracted. Like I make porn professionally, right? That's my main job. So the most productive thing for me to do is be horny, make videos, write toys, and that is a that puts me at a greater risk of relapsing.
Mm.
But now I spend a lot of my time creatively making memes, skits, writing scripts, editing, and it can take long. Like making a single video can take hours and hours and hours of work for a stupid 30-second, 40-second clip, right?
Right.
But yeah, I think that helped me. It's the distraction that I need.
I totally understand that. And I loved how you did that kind of like we know porn is your main job, but it's like, oh, it's a new avenue. It's a new boom. Okay, he's on TikTok.
I
There
mean,
are
you have to keep in mind, I am, I didn't graduate, but I did study theater.
okay.
So it's in my soul. I need to make art.
Yeah. And it's creative energy. It comes from sexual energy. So the most of the time, the creative people are the most horniest, are the most sexually
Bro is onto something.
provocative.
Bro is onto something. A
The
lot of my memes are also like have a sexual innuendo in them, so that makes sense.
Yeah, it's these are facts. The sacral energy is like where sexual energy is, but that is creativity is literally formed like in that chaos and the creation and in sexual sense, reproductive sense, and in art. So that's why we're fucking horny fucking freaks. Weirdos, good weirdos.
Or
I wanted to get into some of your other kinks because we didn't discuss any of this last time. And that's
okay.
what, um, besides huge toys and other things, and if you don't mention one that I'm thinking about, I'm going to ask you about it, but I'm going to ask you, what are some of your other kinks that you get involved? I know we can go far and extreme because I think we're on the same level of
Yeah.
freaky
Okay. Sure.
and I'm gonna leave it at that. But
Yeah.
tell me a couple of other you can like things. I'm gonna give one that I'll just go ahead and say it. Sounding.
I've okay. I've got a lot of kinks, but kinks, for me, kink and fetish is not the same thing.
Tell us what your definitions are of kink and fetish.
For me, a kink is something that you find hot to do during sex, but a fetish is the equivalent of sex.
Yes.
Mentally. Like this fetish, doing this fetish doesn't have to be included with other sexual activities. Just this fetish enough is so stimulating that just doing this gives you sexual gratification. It's really deeply rooted.
I couldn't say that. That's a great descriptor of both of those and distinguishing the difference between kink and fetish. Now, is sounding kink for you?
For me, I haven't done it in so long, but I was into it for a good while, and I was pretty good at it. Like I think my record is like 11 or 12 millimeters. It's pretty thick.
You're gonna do it. If anybody's gonna do thick and wide, it's gonna be you.
Pup Davey.
Pup Davey. Yep, it correlates. What other kinks or fetishes that you have?
I like puppy play, obviously. Mostly because I like the aesthetic, but it also just makes me feel cute. I like exhibitionism, public. I used to be a lot more risky when it came to stuff, but like I guess now I'm more afraid of getting caught. Maybe that's
Yeah.
because back then I was younger and my brain wasn't fully developed, and you have they're less able to perceive risks. But now, especially if I have to do it on my own, I get scared, and that kind of ruins the fun for me. So I don't do public often anymore. But I love riding the naked bike ride, for example. I don't know if I have a few viral videos, like mega viral videos of me on the bike in the middle of Brussels with a raging boner, and then
I
people
know.
just walking by in the background.
If you can, oh God, because this is going to be on places where that. Please, I've seen the photos and I love it. I've seen it when before you've developed the tits. And now I've seen the new ones, and your ass has gotten plumpier.
Plumper, yeah, thank you.
I was like, oh my God, this is fucking hot. And those photos are viral worthy. They are huge. They are viral, and it looks good as fuck. Amazing.
Thank you.
Exhibitionism. So you're knocking those off. In public for me, I've just always been afraid. Recently, as younger, I've gotten caught fucking in public by the police and flashlight and hey, what the fuck are you doing and all that.
For me, it was hands up, and then I was like, oh, but I was covering my dick, so like this.
Yeah, dick was out, ass was it was in like, what the fuck do you want me to do here, guy? So now. Have you ever dabbled in race play, or would you be interested in dabbling in a little race play? Because people know that I am race play king nigger around here. I don't know what the other ones are doing, but I know that I create art.
I think I could be down for it. Like I certainly I do love me some BBC, you know. But I don't. It depends, because I find it really difficult to resonate with people when it comes to certain kinks, because race play feels like it's gonna have a very humiliation type of aspect to it, and a lot of people think that I'm into humiliation, but for me, the humiliation that I like is really specific. And I don't like to feel silly. I don't like to feel stupid. So like if I'm playing with DOMs and they tell me like, oh, go lick the toilet, or like put a toilet brush in your mouth, or find a random object that makes no sense and start fucking your hole with that, or like make a gooner face like, and like I really don't like that, because I like to feel pretty. And for me, humiliation is more of I can't really explain it, but all of that stuff doesn't do anything for me. And I feel like maybe this is an assumption. If we were to do race play, would you like that? I feel like you would probably try to humiliate me like that. No?
Not necessarily. There's a lot of aspects of race play that different dynamics. Number one, I'm just gonna be straight up. When I'm fucking you, I would want you to say like, "Fuck, oh yeah, that big nigger dick feels good. Give me that." And you like my white pussy on this, blah blah blah.
Okay.
That is my number one go-to angle. I played in all ranges of it, in humiliating white sluts, or having sometimes them try to degrade me, even if I'm fucking them. But I like different scenarios, dynamics.
Okay. Race play. Yeah, I can get behind that. That sounds hot. That sounds fun. Let's go.
Let's go. Oh, now I'm ready. I'm like, okay, where am I coming to? Brussels?
Whoa.
Belgium?
Yeah, anytime. Belgium is open to visitors.
And that's all I needed to know. I have a passport, and we'll be making our way across the ocean. So we have your kinks, we have your TikTok, we've discussed exposing. We've discussed the psychology and the irony of all the things and how intersectionality is key in a lot of these things. We've discussed we should make this a monthly touch base or some shit. This is good stuff. And tell me, what are you thinking? I see thoughts forming. Or
Yes. So you're talking about sectionality? What was the word?
Intersectionality.
Yes. And in the message that you sent me with like potential questions.
Oh, you want me to go to those? Let's do it.
No, not necessarily. But there's something that I wanted to touch up on, I think, because you asked me a question about the correlation, or no, the intersectionality between animal dildos and bestiality desires, and you asked why people are shying away from that conversation. And I had an answer to your question. Actually, I thought about it. And
I would love to hear.
So I think it's risky territory to put assumptions and like connecting dots. Like surely there are a lot of people who have bestiality fetish who will find satisfaction in animal toys. But there's also a great number of people who don't. And you don't want to, because there's a risk of generalization, and you don't want people who like to use animal toys to just get the label like, oh, you're a zoophile because of that. Because that's dangerous.
It is very.
That is
right.
Because it's happening on the internet right now. There's a lot of, especially in the furry community, Puritans we call them, who are trying to push this idea that everybody who uses animal toys has to be a zoophile, and I think that like no,
it's very dangerous.
It is dangerous because like there's also this thing going on with ABDL. You know it, right? And they're like in the kink community, they are established, respected. There is no question about it that they are a valid community and a valid kink. But in the furry community, there's been this rising hatred against them because they are being labeled as pedophiles. And that is because of this intersectionality that you talk about. Because they're connecting dots that aren't there. And of course, I can see where they're coming from, but they're just wrong. And you can, and as like this is especially dangerous because imagine if you are an ABDL player and suddenly you are being shunned by an entire group of people, maybe a whole society, because they are labeling you as a pedophile when you are not. That can cause you reputational and social damage, like harm. Maybe people will even people could beat you up for this kind of stuff because they can connect these links. So I think as much as I'm sure that there's also some ABDL players who are also pedophiles and they just find some kind of gratification in this instead of touching real children, which is still a better alternative.
I was gonna say, I mean, that's right. What they found a safe, healthy way to explore their kink or fetish. The fetish.
Yes, but I think it's interesting to study these things and to be aware of the numbers and statistics, but we should not push generalized statements and put labels on people that don't belong to them.
You're totally right. And that is not what I try to do, if that's what it came off as. It was literally me wanting that conversation, this kind of conversation.
Yeah, I just started the conversation.
Exactly. So you're totally right in all aspects. I'm not even trying to give a rebuttal to that. It's just let's have safe space to have these conversations without generalizing certain people or certain demographics or certain communities in certain kinks and fetishes, like furries, ADL, and race players, and all the other things. Or, huh, It's gonna go. I don't know where to go from that, but
sorry,
because my mind is going very deep, like because there are a lot of layers. And I'm okay. The furry community. Did you say the furry community is the one?
I said the furry. Yes,
they're very, from my observation from the outside, is very like I don't want to comparatively to kind of like Puritans. Like, did you say that? Are they like Puritans to us?
No, definitely. Like, no.
It's kind of like they're strict over there.
They're really freaky, but they're really divided. Okay, so you got Puritans and you got freaks. And there's a big divide. And I think most people, most of them are probably chill. But the chill people, they don't go on the internet complaining. And it's the loud people that you see in masses. And all the silent people you don't see. So it seems like a big amount, but I don't think
it's probably not. It's just they're the loudest. And so that makes sense. Because I was wondering, I was like, it's not the first time that I heard like the furries kind of being like, don't do this, or you're I'm like, because I'm like, oh, they're strict. Oh my gosh, I didn't know they were going to be so strict.
But they have the freakiest porn, by the way. They're like the freakiest porn is the furry porn.
I've watched a lot of furry porn, so yeah.
I love furry porn.
It's very good. we love furry porn, and we love the furries. We love you all out here, okay? Everyone, ADL, all you kinks and fetishes, there's space and place for you, okay? Wow, Pup fucking Davey. Any other things you want to come to the forefront? Because you called me out on Jean Grey, like anything else? Because
we're running out of time. Shit,
we're running out of time. We're running out of time.
I don't know. Let me check our DM.
Let me check my messages. Let me see. No matter how many taboo. Okay, here's a question. A lot of large dildos and toys. Oh, you don't have any toys around in your vicinity
that I can show you? Yeah. Yes. Let me just. You want the biggest ones or like whatever I like?
Anything you like. It doesn't have to be I won't. If you can pull the biggest one over, that will be fine. But if it's too much,
like they're really heavy.
No, so don't worry about it. Give us your faves. Give us your faves.
Give me a sec.
We have time. As I give this intermission of Pup Davey is now going to show us some of their amazing toy collection, some of their favorites, and and if you haven't followed or subscribed to Pup Davey, please do so. I'm pretty sure Pup Davey is on just4.fans/Pup Davey, and please subscribe and support to this amazing, freaky, good weirdo. Whoa.
All right. So these are the ones that I wrote today.
Are those the videos that we've seen that you posted today? Because this looked familiar.
This is what I posted today.
This was the knot one. Yes. Impressive work.
We got this one.
I love the color on that. The grading is amazing. Nice. It's beautiful.
And this is a beast. I'm telling you, when this pops through the second ring, like you see this ridge here, right?
Uh-huh.
That really your second ring grips around it. So every time it goes through it, it's like caw. Every time you bounce up and down of it, it's crazy.
Is it the pressure that you like? Is it is there pain ever involved, or is it just all pressure and pleasure?
if it hurts, I stop because I don't like pain.
Okay, so it's pressure
So
and pleasure.
it's pressure and pleasure. It's mostly, it depends on the size. Like once they get too big, it's just so overwhelming that it doesn't necessarily feel good anymore. But it's just horny, which is a difference.
Horny takes over, and the horny monsters do what they do.
Yeah,
you're a passenger at that point.
Right, but like I can still I can go like these are toys that I can like take and ride pleasurably because they're not too big. So these are actually comfortable toys. Like with a little bit of warming up, this is easy, and this is really easy.
Ooh, that's nice. Big devil dick.
This one feels really good too.
Look, it's like one of them. Like all the way of your whole fucking stomach, all into your lungs.
So I ride these for pleasure, and I sometimes I come, sometimes I don't. I can't come hands free. I need like a vibrator, or I can't really get hard when I ride toys either. Sometimes I can, but it's rare because the toys are just so big that like I just go limp. But being in chastity and then using a vibrator, that works. That works really well.
So if anyone's out there having trouble coming with large toys, try that vibrator approach.
Vibrator, chastity.
And chastity approach.
It works. Lock your dick. It's good. Super glue it. I have super glued so many chastity cages.
Wait, how do you wait? You super glued them like locked?
Yeah, but the problem, like, and how do you get out? Well, I just break them open at some point. Yeah, at some point. Sometimes it takes months, but I always break out at some point because I'm just horny and I want to jerk off.
Wow, I've considered a chastity. I really have. I wanted to try one just to do it.
They don't make them in your tiny size.
Oh, damn. I'm fucked. Well, your cock is pretty nice size. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm a grower apparently, so I can squeeze. Oh,
you can squeeze in.
Tight. Yeah.
You can squeeze in. Well, that's hot. Squeeze in. Oh, next is ASMR session from Pup Davey, and we'll do a race play version with AI. With going extreme.
I don't know if we can get AI to do race play with us. I think it would refuse.
I have a whole short story called Hometown that I have a friend who creates, like, does the coding and shit, and they trained AI off of my videos, off of my language of race play. So it's a whole race play story about a white basketball player and a black basketball player, and it sounds like non-AI. It's very explicit, very vulgar, very nigger, pussy, hoe, cum, white bitch, BBC, black dick, cock, all of those words, all of the things. And it's available on Just For Fans / The Good Weirdos. And it's a whole audio. It's like 16 minutes long. It's a whole story.
All right.
I'll send it to you so you can listen to it. I'll send you that so you can hopefully it'll turn you on. Now that's my race play brainwashing. Oops.
We can just friend each other on JFF and then we can watch each other
and watch each other's stuff. Let's do that. Okay, easy. And again, Just For Fans, everyone, Pup Davey. Pup Davey, you've been fucking amazing. I'm so glad you're here. You came on and we got this done. And when I come to Brussels, it's up.
Are you going to Darklands?
I've never been, but I want to. When is that? What month is this?
End of February, beginning of March.
Oh, fuck.
You're missing out.
I know I am. I know. We're going to make it happen. I'm going to do something and attend, or we'll host our own event. So, ladies and gentlemen, theys and thems, furries and ADLs, niggers and coons, This has been the Good Weirdos Fetish Kink Dynamics by way of Sweet the Podcast with the one, the only Pup Davey. Follow him on TikTok as well. Yes.
Yeah, TikTok, yay.